Top HFY stories, humans and their out-of-the-box thinking. In a galaxy teeming with ancient civilizations, humanity was the newcomer, the species everyone underestimated. The Galactic Federation, a conglomerate of thousands of intelligent species, saw humans as primitive creatures with fragile bodies and limited lifespans. But what they failed to account for was humanity's extraordinary capacity for thinking outside the box. The art of improvisation. When the mining colony on Theros 7 faced a catastrophic meltdown, the resident engineers from the Xanthi species declared the situation hopeless. Their advanced systems had no protocol for such a failure, but a human technician named Elena Carter saw the problem differently. Using nothing but duct tape, a wrench, and her trusty multipurpose scanner, Elena rerouted the thermal vents through an abandoned cargo bay. "It's ugly, but it'll hold," she said, grinning as the colony's temperature stabilized. The Xanthi were left speechless. In their culture, improvisation was an alien concept. Humans, they realized, saw solutions where others saw dead ends. Negotiation on Zalera Prime. The Zalarians, known for their strict adherence to logic, were on the brink of war with the Dralics, a fiercely territorial race. The Federation sent ambassadors from various species, but all talks failed. Then came Captain Adrian Mendez, representing humanity. Instead of following protocol, Adrian proposed an unconventional move, a cooking contest. He claimed that sharing food often led to understanding. The Zalarians and Dralics were baffled but intrigued by the strange human idea. The contest turned into a bonding experience. By the end of the event, not only was war averted, but the two species began trade agreements based on the newfound appreciation of each other's cuisines. Humans, the Zalarian diplomat admitted, have a curious way of resolving conflict. The Great Machine Dilemma. Deep in uncharted space, an ancient machine, the size of a planet, had lain dormant for millennia. When awakened, it declared its intention to evaluate organic life and began systematically dismantling entire ecosystems. The Federation's brightest minds were stumped. Enter Dr. Layla Chowdhury, a human theoretical physicist. She approached the problem not with firepower or algorithms but with an absurd idea, riddles. She reasoned that if the machine valued logic, a paradox might short-circuit its programming. Can a perfect machine create an unsolvable problem for itself? She asked. The machine paused for what felt like an eternity before announcing, "Evaluation suspended for self-assessment." It powered down, leaving the galaxy safe once more. Humanity's legacy. Humanity's knack for creative problem-solving quickly became its defining trait in the galaxy. Whether it was repurposing outdated tech to save a stranded fleet or turning a hostile negotiation into a shared celebration, humans brought something no other species could replicate: the ability to see the world not as it was, but as it could be. As the Federation chronicler, a Thalorian elder, once wrote, in the vast expanse of stars, it is not strength, intelligence, or wealth that defines a species, it is the ability to imagine the impossible and make it real, and in that, humanity reigns supreme. Humanity's unlikely allies. Despite their reputation for being unpredictable, humans had a knack for forming alliances with species others deemed too difficult or dangerous to engage with. The Lethic Pact. The Lethic were a predatory, insectoid species with a hive mind. They communicated through bioelectrical pulses, which most species found indecipherable. The Federation had written them off as irredeemably hostile after countless failed attempts at contact. But linguist Michael Harrow refused to give up. Using an old Earth technique, playing rhythmic beats through a synthesizer, he mimicked their communication patterns. Over weeks, Michael crafted a song that the Lethic recognized as an attempt at dialogue. When the Lethic finally responded, it wasn't an aggression but curiosity. They had never encountered a species willing to learn their language. What followed was the first peace treaty with the Lethic, signed in pulsating lights instead of words. Humanity's unique blend of persistence and creativity had once again bridged an impossible gap. The Tarsan Accord. The Tarsans were notorious for their distrust of non-native technologies. They saw the galaxy's reliance on advanced AI and quantum engineering as a weakness. When the Federation approached them for help in terraforming barren planets, the Tarsans refused, until human farmer Olivia Reyes entered the scene. Olivia proposed a radically low-tech solution, adapting Tarsan agricultural techniques to terraform planets manually, using simple tools and bioengineering methods. The Tarsans were skeptical but impressed by her willingness to embrace their traditions. Years later, Olivia's methods transformed a dozen lifeless worlds into lush havens. The Tarsans, previously isolationist, became staunch allies of humanity, declaring them a species that understands the strength of simplicity. ####### The Korthan Revolution. The Korthans were a warrior race whose society was built on rigid hierarchies. When a coup erupted within their empire, the Federation was reluctant to intervene. A civil war among the Korthans could spill over into neighboring systems, but their culture was so alien that no diplomatic approach seemed viable. Human historian Dr. Jonah Patel studied the Korthan archives and discovered a little-known legend, the Unseen Champion, a hero who rose from obscurity to unite their people during times of chaos. Jonah proposed an unorthodox solution: introduce a human champion to the Korthans as a neutral party. Enter Sergeant Maria Lopez, a decorated soldier with a deep respect for cultural traditions. By embracing the Korthan way and challenging their warring leaders to ritual combat, Maria earned their respect and brokered a ceasefire. The Korthans, inspired by her actions, began restructuring their government around merit rather than bloodlines. ###### Humanity's growing reputation. Stories of human ingenuity and adaptability spread across the galaxy, earning them both admiration and wariness. To the Federation, humans were not just problem solvers, they were dreamers, risk-takers, and bridge builders. When faced with insurmountable odds, the galaxy turned to humanity for one simple reason: where others saw boundaries, humans saw opportunities. As one alien ambassador famously said, "Give a human an impossible task, and they'll return with 3 ways to achieve it, 2 of which you'd never even consider." *#### Humanity's mark on galactic evolution. As the centuries passed, humanity's influence on the Galactic Federation grew far beyond its original role as problem solvers. Their unconventional thinking began to shape the galaxy itself, ushering in innovations, cultural shifts, and new philosophies that no one could have anticipated. #### The Starforge Initiative. The galactic community faced a crisis. Dyson sphere technology, while powerful, was prohibitively expensive and environmentally destructive to construct. When an energy shortage loomed across multiple systems, humanity proposed an alternative. Dr. Amina Hassan, a human astrophysicist, introduced the Starforge Initiative. Instead of building massive structures around stars, she suggested creating vast, self-replicating nanobot swarms that could orbit stars and harvest energy more efficiently. The proposal was ridiculed at first. Many species saw it as reckless. What if the nanobots malfunctioned and consumed entire systems? But Amina's team anticipated these fears, designing the swarms with built-in safeguards and adaptive intelligence. When the first Starforge swarm went online, it provided enough energy to power 10 star systems for centuries without disrupting the surrounding environment. The success of the initiative revolutionized energy production, cementing humanity's reputation as a species that turned risks into rewards. #### The Galactic Symphony. Cultural exchange in the Federation had always been limited to art forms easily understood by the majority of species, but humanity, with its boundless curiosity, sought to create something universal. Composer Lucas Moreno spearheaded the Galactic Symphony project, a collaborative effort involving over 300 species, using holographic instruments, telepathic resonance, and even bioluminescent displays. The symphony blended the unique artistic expressions of countless civilizations. The result was an awe-inspiring performance that could be experienced by all beings, regardless of their sensory systems or cultural background. The Galactic Symphony became an annual event, fostering unity across the Federation and proving that art, like problem-solving, could transcend barriers. #### The Living Archive. Humanity's fascination with preserving history led to the creation of the Living Archive, a project designed to record the memories, traditions, and knowledge of every species in the galaxy. Unlike traditional archives, this one was interactive. By using Neuralink technology, visitors could experience life as a member of another species, seeing through their eyes, feeling their emotions, and understanding their struggles and triumphs. The archive became a cornerstone of interspecies diplomacy, as it allowed beings to empathize with one another on a profound level. A Thalorian elder, after visiting the archive, remarked, "The humans have given us more than understanding, they've given us the gift of shared existence." The Infinite Horizon. Perhaps the most significant contribution humanity made was their philosophy of exploration. While other species were content to colonize and settle, humans constantly sought the unknown. Captain Elena Vega, aboard the Infinite Horizon, led a human-crewed expedition beyond the edges of mapped space. Her journey uncovered ancient ruins of extinct civilizations, strange phenomena that defied known physics, and even a species previously thought to exist only in myth. The message she sent back to the Federation became legendary. We do not explore to conquer or claim, we explore to learn, to connect, and to remind ourselves that the universe is vast, and we are but a small part of it. In that smallness lies our greatest strength, our ability to wonder. #####humanity's enduring legacy. By the end of humanity's first 1,000 years as part of the Federation, their impact was undeniable. They had not only survived but thrived, reshaping the galaxy with their creativity, compassion, and insatiable curiosity. The Federation Council, once dismissive of humanity, now saw them as indispensable partners. A plaque in the Great Hall of Unity bore an inscription summarizing their contribution. Where others saw stars, humans saw stories. Where others saw problems, humans saw possibilities, and in their vision, we found our future. ###humanity's role as galactic mentors. As humanity's reputation solidified within the Galactic Federation, they evolved from problem solvers to mentors. Their unique perspective became a guiding force for younger species, struggling civilizations, and even the most advanced races facing existential challenges. ###Guiding the Velen Ascension. The Velens were a newly spacefaring species, barely out of their home system. Excited yet overwhelmed by their rapid integration into the galactic community, they faced cultural shock and political instability. The Federation sent envoys from several species to guide them, but the Velens found the advice either patronizing or irrelevant. Then came Ambassador Rachel Kim, a human diplomat with a background in anthropology. Rachel didn't bring advanced technology or lofty speeches. Instead, she shared humanity's own history of adaptation, the Industrial Revolution, the space race, and the tumultuous journey into becoming a united planetary civilization. She highlighted humanity's mistakes as much as their triumphs, making the Velens feel less alone in their struggles. By the end of her mission, the Velens had stabilized their government and implemented a uniquely Velen version of galactic integration, inspired but not dictated by human experience. The humans, one Velen leader remarked, teach not by commanding, but by walking beside you. ###Solving the Queller Enigma. The Quellorians, a species of crystalline entities, communicated through harmonic vibrations. Despite being a highly intelligent and ancient species, they had been isolated for millennia due to their inability to comprehend organic thought processes. Human mathematician Dr. Jamal Singh approached the problem not as a barrier but as a puzzle. Using principles of music theory and quantum harmonics, he created a translator that allowed the Quellorians to hear thoughts as melodies. When the device was tested, the first message exchanged was simple yet profound. We are not so different, let us learn together. The Quellorians, moved by this connection, opened their archives to the galaxy, revealing knowledge that had been hidden for eons. Humanity's creativity had unlocked a treasure trove of discoveries, benefiting all species. ###The Galactic Mediation Corps. Inspired by humanity's success in resolving interspecies conflicts, the Federation established the Galactic Mediation Corps. Humans, with their natural inclination for empathy and lateral thinking, were often chosen to lead these missions. One of the Corps' most famous operations involved a dispute between the Krixnari, a species with a hive consciousness, and the Ralith, fiercely independent beings. The conflict had persisted for centuries, with no resolution in sight. Mediation officer Sofia Alvarez approached the problem by introducing a concept neither side had considered: cooperative individuality. She facilitated the creation of a shared neural interface that allowed the Krixnari to temporarily experience individuality while enabling the Ralith to connect with a collective mind. The experiment was a resounding success. For the first time, the two species truly understood each other, paving the way for a lasting peace. ###Humanity's vision for the future. As humanity continued to inspire and guide, their philosophy began to influence the Federation's core values. They championed principles of curiosity, resilience, and adaptability, urging the galaxy to embrace diversity not as a challenge but as an opportunity. When asked about humanity's ultimate goal, a human representative at the Federation Council replied, "Our purpose is not to lead but to ensure that every species finds its voice in the grand symphony of existence. Together, we can compose a future beyond imagination." ###The Monument of Many. To honor humanity's contributions, the Federation unveiled the Monument of Many, a sprawling structure on the galactic capital world. built with elements contributed by every species. It symbolized unity, creativity, and the enduring legacy of collaboration. At the heart of the monument was a human inscription. Asterisk, to dream is to defy the limits of the known. To act on that dream is to shape the stars themselves. In the endless expanse of the galaxy, humanity's story was far from over, but their greatest legacy was clear. They had taught the galaxy not only how to survive, but how to thrive, together.